Good morning and welcome to the Betsy and Walter Stern Conference Room here at Hudson Institute. This morning I have the distinct honor of introducing a great public servant and a longtime friend of Hudson Institute, friendship that goes back 3 decades to our wonderful time in Indianapolis, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence. We're delighted that he has chosen Hudson Institute as the venue for a major address on this administration's policy towards China. Here at Hudson, our mission is to promote U.S. international leadership in partnership with our allies, and we have a long tradition of cutting-edge policy work on Asia that dates to our founder, Herman Kahn. Today, this 5-decade tradition continues with work on U.S. grand strategy, on national security, on trade, on alliances and key partnerships, and how to face the unique challenge posed by the comprehensive and integrated strategy of the People's Republic of China, which we'll hear about shortly. We've worked closely with key officials from both parties on Capitol Hill and with the Trump administration in these policy areas. In fact, just last week, the President of the United States praised our Director of Chinese Strategy, Mike Pillsbury, as the leading China expert. That being said, we are looking forward to these remarks from the Vice President. He is a remarkable and dedicated public servant with an exceptional grasp of complex policy issues. Without any further ado, please join me in welcoming a man I'm pleased to call my friend, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.
Thank you, Ken, for that kind introduction. To members of the Board of Trustees, to Dr. Michael Pillsbury, to our distinguished guests, and to all of you who are true to your mission in this place, think about the future in unconventional ways. It is an honor to be back at the Hudson Institute. For more than half a century, this institute has dedicated itself to advancing global security, prosperity, and freedom. And while Hudson's hometowns have changed over the years, one thing has been constant. You've always advanced that vital truth, that American leadership lights the way. And today, speaking of leadership, allow me to begin by bringing greetings from a great champion of American leadership at home and abroad. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. From early in this administration, President Trump has made our relationship with China and President Xi a priority. On April 6th of last year, President Trump welcomed President Xi to Mar-a-Lago. On November 8th of last year, President Trump traveled to Beijing, where China's leader welcomed him warmly. Over the course of the past 2 years, our President has forged a strong personal relationship with the President of the People's Republic of China, and they've worked closely on issues of common interest, most importantly, the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. But I come before you today because the American people deserve to know that as we speak, Beijing is employing a whole-of-government approach, using political, economic, and military tools as well as propaganda to advance its influence and benefit its interests in the United States. China is also applying this power in more proactive ways than ever before, to exert influence and interfere in the domestic policy and politics of this country. Under President Trump's leadership, the United States has taken decisive action to respond to China with American action, applying the principles and the policies long advocated in these halls. In our national security strategy that the President released last December, he described a new era of great power competition. Foreign nations have begun to, as we wrote, reassert their influence regionally and globally. And they're contesting America's geopolitical advantages and trying, in essence, to change the international order in their favor. In this strategy, President Trump made clear that the United States of America has adopted a new approach to China. We seek a relationship grounded in fairness, reciprocity, and respect for sovereignty. And we have taken strong and swift action to achieve that goal. As the President said last year on his visit to China, in his words, we have an opportunity to strengthen the relationship between our two countries and improve the lives of our citizens. Our vision of the future is built on the best parts of our past, when America and China reached out to one another in a spirit of openness and friendship. When our young nation went searching in the wake of the Revolutionary War for new markets for our exports, the Chinese people welcomed American traders, laden with ginseng and fur. When China suffered through indignities and exploitations during her so-called century of humiliation, America refused to join in and advocated the open door policy so that we could have freer trade with China and preserve their sovereignty. When American missionaries brought the good news to China's shores, they were moved by the rich culture of an ancient and vibrant people. And not only did they spread their faith, those same missionaries founded some of China's first and finest universities. When the Second World War arose, we stood together as allies in the fight against imperialism. And in that war's aftermath, America ensured that China became a charter member of the United Nations and a great shaper of the post-war world. But soon after it took power in 1949, the Chinese Communist Party began to pursue authoritarian expansion. It is remarkable to think that only 5 years after our nations had fought together, we fought each other in the mountains and valleys of the Korean Peninsula. My own father saw combat on that frontier of freedom. But not even the brutal Korean War could diminish our mutual desire to restore the ties that for so long had bound our peoples together. China's estrangement from the United States ended in 1972, and soon after we reestablished diplomatic relations, began to open our economies to one another, and American universities began training a new generation of Chinese engineers, business leaders, scholars, and officials. After the fall of the Soviet Union, we assumed that a free China was inevitable. Heading with optimism at the turn of the 21st century, America agreed to give Beijing open access to our economy, and we brought China into the World Trade Organization. Previous administrations made this choice in the hope that freedom in China would expand in all of its forms, not just economically, but politically, with a newfound respect for classical liberal principles, private property, personal liberty, religious freedom, the entire family of human rights. But that hope has gone unfulfilled. The dream of freedom remains distant for the Chinese people. And while Beijing still pays lip service to reform and opening, Deng Xiaoping's famous policy now rings hollow. Over the past 17 years, China's GDP has grown ninefold. It's become the second largest economy in the world. Much of this success was driven by American investment in China. And the Chinese Communist Party has also used an arsenal of policies inconsistent with free and fair trade, including tariffs, quotas, currency manipulation, forced technology transfer, intellectual property theft, and industrial subsidies that are handed out like candy to foreign investment. These policies have built Beijing's manufacturing base at the expense of its competitors, especially the United States of America. China's actions have contributed to a trade deficit with the United States that last year ran to $375 billion. Nearly half of our global trade deficit. As President Trump said just this week, in his words, 特朗普总统
上礼拜他自己说，他说我们可以说在过去25年里面，是我们重新建设了中国。
Made in China 2025 plan, the Communist Party has set its sights on controlling 90% of the world's most advanced industries, including robotics, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. To win the commanding heights of the 21st century economy, Beijing has directed its bureaucrats and businesses to obtain American intellectual property, the foundation of our economic leadership, by any means necessary.
它是尽量的能够得到这个知识产权。
Beijing now requires many American businesses to hand over their trade secrets.
他们要求美国的公司在中国投资的时候，必须要把他们的商业秘密交给中国，才能够在中国进行他们的业务。那同时呢，他们也帮助这个收购美国的这些公司。那更糟糕的是，中国的安全的部门呢，它在整个偷盗美国技术这个方面呢，是后面的这个操纵者，包括拿到美国军事工业的一些蓝图，这些技术偷到了以后。
The Chinese Communist Party is turning plowshares into swords
又把这个
on a massive scale.
枪矛打成这个犁头打
China
成
now
枪矛。
spends as much on its military as the
它
rest
要
of
扩大它的
Asia
这个军事的力
combined.
量，这个力量
And
的规
Beijing
模
has
呢是整
prioritized
个所有亚
capabilities
洲
to
国家
erode
的这个
America's
总和。
military
那
advantages
么，所以在
on
这个
land,
方
at
面呢，
sea,
它要在陆
in
地
the
上、
air,
在
and
海洋上、
space.
在空中的取得这些
China
控
wants
制权。
nothing less than to
中
push
国
the
它
United
最
States of
希望
America from the Western
做到的
Pacific and
就
attempt
是
to
让美
prevent
国呢从
us from
西
coming
太
to
平
the
洋
aid of
撤
our
出，
allies.
然后让我们没有办法及时的
But they
来
will
帮
fail.
助我们的盟国，但是他们这种举动是肯定失败的。
Beijing is also using its power
北
like never
京也
before.
利用它的力量呢是
Chinese
前
ships
所未有
routinely
的。
patrol
中
around
国
the
的这
Senkaku
个船
Islands,
舰
which are
呢，一
administered
直
by
在
Japan.
这个间隔列
And
岛
while
附近
China's
巡逻。
leaders stood in the Rose
经过
Garden
中国的领
at
导
the White
人
House
2015年的时候呢，
2015
站在白宫
and
玫
said
瑰
that
园
his
里说，
country
他的国
had,
家，
and I quote, no
他
intention
们
to
说无意
militarize the
将
South
南中国海
China Sea.
军事化，这是他的中国领导人说法。
Today,
今天
Beijing has deployed advanced
在
anti-ship and anti-air
北
missiles
京部署了高级的反
atop
舰
an
防空导弹
archipelago，of
它是
military
在
bases
人工建造的
constructed
这
on
个群岛
artificial
上的这
islands.
个军事基地里做到的。
China's aggression was on display this week
中国这个星期也展示
when
了
a
它的侵
Chinese
犯
naval
行
vessel
为，
came
一
within
艘中国的军
45
舰
yards of the
它
USS
逼近
Decatur as it conducted
在
freedom of
南中国
navigation
海进行自由航
operations
行
in
的
the
美
South
国的
China
迪
Sea,
凯特号的军舰。
forcing our ship to quickly maneuver to
那么
avoid
导致
collision.
我们的军舰呢迅速采取
Despite
动
such
作，
reckless
以防
harassment,
撞击。尽管受到这种鲁
the
莽
United
的
States
伤
Navy
害，
will continue to
美国海
fly,
军
sail, and
将
operate wherever
在继续
international
飞行
law
航行和作
allows
业，而且
and
是
our
在国际
national
法允许
interests
的范围之
demand.
内和我们国家利益
We
的
will
要
not
求
be
之下做到的。
intimidated,
我们
and
不
we
会
will
被
not
吓到
stand down.
我们也不会退缩。
America had hoped that economic
美
liberalization
国也希望就
would bring
是
China
经
into a
济
greater
的自
partnership with
由化
us
能够让中国
and with
跟
the
我们
world.
成为更好和跟全世界成为
Instead,
更好的伙伴。但是
China has
相
chosen
反
economic
的，
aggression,
我们看到中国是
which has in
行
turn
使的是经
emboldened
济
its
侵
growing
犯，
military.
也就是继
Nor as we had
而
hoped
来扩大它的军事
As
力
Beijing
量。
moved toward greater freedom for
那
its
么
own
随着
people.
北京它是
For a time, Beijing
有一段的
inched
时
toward
间，
greater liberty and respect
中
for
国
human
是
rights.
希望能够在人权上取得
But
更
in
大
recent
的
years,
这个这
China
个
has
自由
taken a sharp，
但是
U-turn
我们看到
toward
今天
control
中国做了一
and
个回
oppression
头
of
路，
its own people.
而且是压迫了自己的国
Today,
人。今
China
天
has built an unparalleled
中
surveillance
国
state,
变成了一
and it's
个
growing
监
more
视
expansive
型的这个
and
国家，
intrusive.
而且他
often
们的
with
这
the
个
help
监
of
视的方
US
法更加
technology.
有侵略性，而且是
What they
来
call the
用
Great
美国的技术
Firewall
做
of
到
China
的。在
likewise
中国
grows
有所谓
higher,
的这个防火墙，
drastically restricting the
它
free flow of
极
information
度
to the
的让
Chinese
这个
people.
信息在中国
By
人民之间不能
2020,
自由的通行。
China's
到
rulers aim to
2020年，
implement an Orwellian
中
system
国将
premised
要
on controlling virtually
有
every
一个制
facet
度，就是它
of
能
human
够
life,
控
the
制
so-called
所有
social credit
国
score.
人，它把它成为这个社
In the
会
words of that program's
这
official
个
blueprint,
分数啊。那
It
么这
will
是一个蓝图，它要控制
allow
所有的
the
人。
trustworthy
也
to
就是
roam
说，
everywhere under heaven while making it hard for
在
the
这个
discredited to take a
蓝天
single
之
step.
下，那么就让所有的这些人呢都受到这
And
个
when it
监
comes
视
to。religious freedom,
讲到宗教自由这个
a
方
new
面，
wave of persecution is
有一个
crashing
新
down
的
on Chinese
迫害
Christians, Buddhists,
基督徒
and、Muslims.
佛教徒和伊斯兰教
Last
徒
month,
的 这个做法。
Beijing shut
上个
down
月
one of China's
北京
largest
关掉了
underground
北
churches.
京最大的地下教会。
Across the country,
在中国
authorities
上
are
下
tearing down crosses,
这些有关单
burning
位
Bibles,
把十字
and
架
imprisoning
拆
believers.
下，把这个圣
And Beijing
经
has
烧
now reached a
毁，
deal with the Vatican
还有迫害基督徒。
that gives the
另外呢，
avowedly
就是
atheist
另外
Communist
跟这
Party
个梵蒂冈打交
a
道。
direct role in appointing Catholic bishops.
那么，但是又反
For
对
China's
这个一
Christians,
些
these are desperate
主
times.
教的这个设立。所以
Beijing is also cracking down on Buddhism.
北京也
Over the past decade,
打
more
压
than
这个佛教徒，
150 Tibetan Buddhist monks have lit themselves on fire
导致
protest
150个
China's
这个
repression of their
这个喇嘛
beliefs
教
and their
的
culture.
这个这个
And in
燃烧
Xinjiang,
焚身。
The Communist Party
在
has
新疆，
imprisoned as many as
共产党
1 million
已经
Muslim
监禁
Uyghurs
了100万
in
的
government
伊
camps
斯兰教的维格尔
where they
族
endure
人，
round-the-clock brainwashing.
然后进行全
Survivors
天
of
候
the
的这个
camps
洗脑的
have
这个行
described their
动。
experience as a
那么
deliberate
这些生存
attempt
者
by，
他们
Beijing
说，北京
to strangle
想方
Uyghur
设法用
culture
尽一切的方法，就是要
and
毁坏
stamp
维
out
尔
the
族的
Muslim
这个
faith.
文化，同时要消灭他们回教的信仰。
As history attests, though,
我们从
a
历史上
country
看
that
到，
oppresses its own
一
people
个压迫自己国民的国家，
rarely stops there.
它是会
And
变本加厉
Beijing。also aims to extend its reach across the wider world.
他也希望这种势力能够影
As
响到
Hudson's own
世界
Dr.
其他
Michael
的角落。
Pillsbury has
Pillsbury
written,
就是我们哈德森先生他
China
在
has
这里所
opposed
说
the
的。
actions and goals of the United States
中国
government.
反对
Indeed,
美
China
国
is
政府
building
的
its own
这个目标，
relationships
因
with
为中
America's
国要
allies
建立
and
跟美
enemies
国其他盟友
that
和敌
contradict
人
any
的这
peaceful
个
or
关系，
productive
这些都是
intentions of
反对
Beijing.
任何他们所谓的这个和
In
平的
fact,
动机。
China uses so-called
中国
debt diplomacy
使用
to
这个
expand
债
its
务外
influence.
交来扩大它的影响力。
Today, that country is
今天
offering
呢，我们
hundreds
看
of
见中
billions
国
of dollars in
它现在提
infrastructure
供数
loans
千亿美元的
to
基础
governments
设施
from
这些贷
Asia to
款
Africa
给亚洲、非
Europe
洲、欧洲，
and even Latin America.
甚至拉丁美洲的政府。
Yet the terms of
但
those
是
loans are
这
opaque
些
at
贷
best,
款的条款充其量是不透明
and the
的，
benefits
而且
invariably
带
flow
来的利益绝
overwhelmingly
大多数是
to Beijing.
流向北京。
Just ask Sri Lanka,
你去问问斯里兰卡吧，
which took on a massive
他
debt
们
to let Chinese state
借了
companies
巨
build
额
a
的
port
债务，让中国
of questionable
来
commercial value.
建造这商业
2
价
years
值
ago,
成疑
that
问的
country
这个
could no
港口。
longer
2年
afford
以
its
前，斯里兰
payments,
卡
so
无法再偿还它的贷款。
Beijing pressured
于
Sri
是呢，北
Lanka
京
to
就迫
deliver the
使
new
斯里
port
兰卡
directly into
将新建的
Chinese
港
hands.
口交到中国的手里。
It may soon become a forward
那
military
么，这个
base
港
for
口
China's
可能很
growing
快就要成为中国
Blue
不
Water
断
Navy.
扩展的蓝海海军的前沿基地。
Within our own hemisphere,
那么，在我们的这
Beijing
个
has
半球
extended a
内呢，
lifeline to the corrupt and
北京呢，
incompetent Maduro regime in
也为
Venezuela
委内瑞拉
that's
腐败
been
无能
oppressing
的马
its
杜
own
罗
people.
政权延续了生命，提供了
They
50亿
pledged
美元可以用石
$5
油偿
billion
还的这
in
个
questionable loans to be
贷
repaid
款。
with oil. China is also that country's
北京
single
也
largest creditor, saddling the Venezuelan people with more than $50 billion
那么
in
那么
debt,
在这里为他
even
们
as
提
their
供了50亿美
democracy
元，
vanishes.
即使民主在
Beijing is also
委内瑞拉
impacting
受到了破坏。
some nations' politics by providing direct support to
同
parties
时呢，
and
北京也
candidates
腐坏了一些
who
国家的
promise to
政治，它
accommodate
是通
China's
过向
strategic objectives.
承
Since
诺
last year
配合
alone,
中国战略目标的政党候
Chinese
选人提供
Communist
支
Party has
持。
convinced 3
自
Latin
去年
American
以来
nations
呢，
to
中国已
sever
经说服了
ties with
3个拉丁美洲
Taipei
的国家
and recognize
与台
Beijing.
北断交，并与中国建交。
These actions threaten the
这
stability of
的
the
这
Taiwan
些行
Strait,
动威胁到台湾海峡
and
的
the
稳
United
定。
States of America
我们美利
condemns
坚和
these
中国对
actions.
此表示谴责。
While our administration will continue to
那么，
respect
经
our
过
One China
我
policy,
们本届政府
as
将
reflected in the 3 joint
如3个联合
communiques
公
and the
报和
Taiwan
台湾关
Relations
系
Act,
法写明的，
America
继续的
will
奉行一个中
always
国的政
believe
策。但是
that
我们
Taiwan's
美
embrace
国
of
也是相
democracy
信台
shows
湾
a
对民主
better
的拥
path
抱
for all the Chinese
为
people.
所有的中国人提供了一条更好的道路。
Now, these are only a few of the ways that China has sought
那
to
么，
advance
刚
its
以上所
strategic
提的
interests
几点呢，
across the
就是
world,
中国
growing
实行它的
intensity
这个
and
战略利益
sophistication.
所做的一些一
Yet
些例
previous
子。
administrations all but
那么，我
ignored
们前
China's
面的几届
actions.
政府都忽
And in
略
many
了中
cases,
国的这个行为，
they
而且
abetted
在很多的情况下呢，他们还
But those days are over.
加剧了这个中国的这个行为。
Under
但是
President Trump's leadership,
现在时候不
the
一样
United United States of America has been defending our interests with renewed American strength. We've been making the strongest military in the history of the world stronger still. Earlier this year, President Trump signed into law the largest increase in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. $716 billion to extend the strength of the American military to every domain. We're modernizing our nuclear arsenal. We're fielding and developing new cutting-edge fighters and bombers. We're building a new generation of aircraft carriers and warships. We're investing as never before in our armed forces. And this includes initiating the process to establish the United States Space Force to ensure our continued dominance in space. And we've taken action to authorize increased capability in the cyber world to build deterrence against our adversaries. At President Trump's direction, we're also implementing tariffs on $250 billion in Chinese goods, with the highest tariffs specifically targeting the advanced industries that Beijing is trying to capture and control. And as the President has also made clear, we will levy even more tariffs with the possibility of substantially more than doubling that number unless a fair and reciprocal trade deal is made. These actions, exercises in American strength, have had a major impact. China's largest stock exchange fell by 25% in the first 9 months of this year, in large part because our administration has been standing strong against Beijing's trade practices. As President Trump has made clear, we don't want China's markets to suffer. In fact, we want them to thrive. But the United States wants Beijing to pursue trade policies that are free, fair, and reciprocal, and we will continue to stand and demand that they do. Sadly, China's rulers thus far have refused to take that path. The American people deserve to know. In response to the strong stand that President Trump has taken, Beijing is pursuing a comprehensive and coordinated campaign to undermine support for the President, our agenda, and our nation's most cherished ideals. I want to tell you today what we know about China's actions here at home. Some of which we've gleaned from intelligence assessments, some of which are publicly available, but all of which are fact. As I said before, as we speak, Beijing is employing a whole-of-government approach to advance its influence and benefit its interests. It's employing this power in more proactive and coercive ways to interfere in the domestic policies of this country and to interfere in the politics of the United States. The Chinese Communist Party is rewarding or coercing American businesses, movie studios, universities, think tanks, scholars, journalists, and local, state, and federal officials. And worst of all, China has initiated an unprecedented effort to influence American public opinion, the 2018 elections, and the environment leading into the 2020 presidential elections. To put it bluntly, President Trump's leadership is working, and China wants a different American president. There can be no doubt. China is meddling in America's democracy. As President Trump said just last week, we have, in his words, found that China has been attempting to interfere in our upcoming midterm elections. Our intelligence community says that China is targeting U.S. state and local governments and officials to exploit any divisions between federal and local levels on policy. It's using wedge issues like trade tariffs to advance Beijing's political influence. In June, Beijing itself circulated a sensitive document entitled Propaganda and Censorship Notice. It laid out its strategy. It stated that China must in their words, quote, strike accurately and carefully, splitting apart different domestic groups in the United States of America. To that end, Beijing has mobilized covert actors, front groups, and propaganda outlets to shift Americans' perception of Chinese policy. As a senior career member of our intelligence community told me just this week, what the Russians are doing pales in comparison to what China is doing across this country. And the American people deserve to know it.
而且美国民众呢？有权知道这样的真相。
Senior Chinese officials have also tried to influence business leaders
中国高级官员
to encourage them to condemn our trade
把美国的一些工商界领袖
leveraging their desire to maintain their
试图
operations in China.
改变他们来维持他们在中国的公司的运营的愿望，作为杠杆来影响他们，要他们谴责我们的贸易行动。最近的一个例子是，他们威胁要取消美国一家大公司在中国的营业执照，假如该公司拒绝公开发声反对美国政府的政策的话。
You need only look at Beijing's
影响中期
tariffs
选举而
in
言，
response to
诸位
ours.
只需要看一看北京
The
针
tariffs
对我
imposed
们
by
的关税
China
政
today
策提出的
specifically
反制关税
targeted
就可以
industries
了。
and
北京
states
特意锁定那
that
些
would
可
play an
能在
important role in the
2018
2018
年的选举
elections.
中有可能发挥重大作
By
用的
one
行业
estimate,
和
more than
州，
80%
有一
of
种估
U.S.
算
counties
是
targeted by China
中国所选择打击的美国的郡有 80% 以上在2016年投票支持特朗普总统和我。如今呢，中国希望把那些选民调转过来反对我们的。
And China is also directly appealing to American voters.
另外，
Last week, the
中国呢也
Chinese
直接
government
想要跟
paid
美
to have
国
a
的选民
multi-page
来施加
supplement
影响。
inserted into the Des Moines Register.
那么，上个星期，
The
中国
paper
政
of
府出资
record
在
of the
德
home
美
state of our
英纪时报
ambassador to
刊登
China.
了好几页的茶叶广告。
And a pivotal
那
state
份报
in
纸是美国驻
2018.
中国大使的家乡
And
的州
2020.
艾奥瓦州的主要报纸，
The
也是
supplement
2018年
designed
选
to
举的
look
一个
like
具
the
有关键
news
性的州
articles,
那些广告
cast our trade
的版面
policies
设
as
计上
reckless
看上去像是新闻
and
报
harmful
道
to Iowans.
把我们的贸易政策说成是
Fortunately,
鲁莽的，对艾奥瓦州的人
Americans
是有
aren't
害
buying
的。但是幸运的是呢，美国
For
人不吃
example,
这一套。
American farmers are standing with this
农
president
场主
and seeing real results from the
站
strong
在一
stance that he's
起
taken,
而
including
且
this
呢也正
week's
在
U.S.-Mexico-Canada
看到总统
agreement,
所采取
where
的
we've
坚定立场
substantially
有了
opened
实际
North
的效
American
果，
markets
其
to
中包
U.S.
括本星
products.
期美国、墨西哥、加拿大
The
的协议。
USMCA is a great win for American farmers and
这个协
American
议呢
manufacturers.
是对于美国的农场主和制造业是重大的胜利。
But China's actions aren't focused solely on influencing our
中国的
policies
行
and
动呢，
politics.
并不是说主要是我完全
Beijing
是
is also
针
taking
对
steps
我
to
们的
exploit
政
its
策和我们
economic
的
leverage and
其他的
the
一些做
allure
法。
of their
那么
large
他们呢
marketplace to advance its
在
influence over American businesses.
用一些其他的大的影响力呢来影
Beijing
响
now
美国
requires
的
American
企业
joint
界。
ventures
北京现在要求美
that operate
美
in
国
China
的
to
合资
establish
公司
what they
如果
call
在中国的
party
合资公司的话，
organizations
他们必须要建立一个
within
党支
their
部
company,
就是在公司内部要设立
giving the
党
Communist
委
Party
党
a
支部，
voice and
这样的话给
perhaps a
共
veto
产党一个
in
声
hiring
音，
and
也许呢
investment
还可以有否决权，在这个雇佣的决
Chinese
定方面
authorities have also
行使这样
threatened
的
U.S.
权利。
companies
中
that
国
depict
当局目
Taiwan
前
as
还
a
威
distinct
胁
geographic
美国的
entity,
公司在
or that stray from
把
Chinese
在选
policy
择
on
这个
Tibet.
地域的上面呢，这对台湾对他
Beijing
们规定要
compelled
怎么
Delta
做。
Airlines
那
to
么还有西
publicly
藏，那么
apologize
北京呢
for
还要
not
求
calling
美国航空公司
Taiwan a province
如
of
果
China
不把
on its
台湾
website.
叫做不在
And it
网站上
pressured
把台湾
Marriott
叫做是中国的一
to
个省份的
fire
话，
a
必
U.S.
须要
employee
公开道歉。另外呢，
who
他还
merely
要
liked
求
a
万
tweet
豪
about Tibet.
酒店就要解雇一个员工，就是因为那个员工
And
呢
Beijing
发
routinely
表
demands
了
that
一个推
Hollywood
特是支持
portray
西安的
China in a。
另外
strictly
呢，
positive
北京
light.
还要求好莱坞
It
必须要以
punishes
正面的
studios
形
and
象
producers
来
that
反映中国。如果电影
Beijing
厂不这么
censors
做
are
的
quick
话
to
呢，
edit or
要
outlaw
惩罚
movies
他
that
们。
criticize China, even
那
in
么
minor ways.
还有呢，就如果一些小的地方一些
In the-
电影
for
里
the
面
movie
有对
World War Z,
中国呢是可能是有批评态度
they had
的，
to
他
cut
们
the
也会
script's mention of a virus
不通过啊。还
because
有
it
一个叫
originated
做
in China.
World War Z 的一个电影里面呢，这
The
个
movie
第
Red
四次世界
Dawn
大
was
战里面
digitally
呢，还是
edited
也有要求
to
改
make the
的。
villains
还
North
有这个
Korean,
红色曙光这个
not
电影呢，也进数字化的去修改编辑
But beyond，
要把这个负面
business and
人物呢
entertainment，
变成是朝鲜人，不是中国人。
Chinese Communist Party is
所以
also
呢，
spending
除
billions
了
of
这样的
dollars
娱乐
on
业，中国政府呢
propaganda
还是
outlets in the
花了
United States
几十亿的美元呢，在
and frankly
在
around
美
the
国以及包括全世界进行宣
China
传
Radio
工
International
作。
now broadcasts
中国国际广
Beijing-friendly
播公
programs on over
司
30
现在
U.S.
呢
outlets,
是在美国的30多
many
家
in
电
major
台 来包括在美国的
The China Global Television Network reaches more than 75 million Americans, and it gets its marching orders directly from its Communist Party masters. As China's top leader put it during a visit to the network's headquarters, and I quote, "The media run by the party and the government are propaganda fronts and must have the party as their surname." It's for those reasons and that reality that last month the Department of Justice ordered that network to register as a foreign agent. The Communist Party has also threatened and detained the Chinese family members of American journalists.
记者的家人进行威胁，并且呢，有
的
时候还拘留
他们。
他们呢还拦截了美国的一些媒体的一些网站呢，并且让新闻记者很难拿到签证。这个比如说纽约时报曾经是发表过这篇文章，是关于中国领导人的家庭财富的，也就受到了这样的对待。那么，所以呢，这个可以说这样打造了一种审查的这样的一种文化。在新闻媒体，另外呢，在学术界也是这样。中国的学生以及学者的协会，那么他们在美国的校园内有150多家分支呢，他们呢有组织一些社交的活动。那么他们代表的呢是大概43万多左右的在美国学习的中国的留学生。那么另外呢，在美国的学校里面，他们呢可以说是直接是替中国共产党来发声。那么在马里兰大学有个学生呢，在毕业的时候他演讲，他说有美国的自由言论的新鲜的空气啊，他讲。那么党的党报呢，很快就对他进行了严厉的批评，他就受到了大量的谴责。这是在中国的这个掌控严厉的那些社交媒体上，而且他的家人在国内呢也受到了骚扰。
One of the nation's most extensive suddenly turned from a flood to a trickle.
那么现在呢，我们学生之间的这个交流原来是数量很多，现在呢，可能有受到影响。那么另外呢，北京呢也对于大学以及智库啊一些学者呢提供很多的资金研究的资金的资助。那么当然，他希望他们能够去避免去研究一些敏感的话题，而且他们说，如果他们的研究跟北京所发表的这样的一些论点有这个被背离的话呢，他们就会在签证方面呢等等的都受到一些影响。就像哈德逊研究所呢，就第一手的有这样的体会。你们曾经要接待一位北京不喜欢的一位讲者之后，你们的网站就受到了来自上海的网络的重大的网络攻击。哈德逊研究所，他们当然对此很了解。他们知道中国共产党呢是想要遏制言论自由，还包括美国的言论自由。这一切都是旨在要改变美国的民众的这个舆论的意见，希望他们呢能够放弃不支持这个特朗普总统的这个美国第一的这样的一个政策立场。但是呢，我们的总统呢是不会退缩的。
The American people will not be swayed, and we will continue to stand strong for our security and our economy, even as we hope for improved relations with Beijing.
当然，即便我们也是随时保持希望
Our administration is going to continue to act decisively to protect America's interests, American jobs, and American security. As we rebuild our military, we will continue to assert American interests across the Indo-Pacific. As we respond to China's trade practices, we will continue to demand an economic relationship with China that is free, fair, and reciprocal. We will demand that Beijing break down its trade barriers, fulfill its obligations, fully open its economy, just as we have opened ours.
像我们对于我们的经济体一样完全的开放它的经济体。我们继续对于北京会采取行动，直到美国知识产权的偷盗行为呢能够彻底的停止。
We will continue to stand
我们也将会坚定的捍卫我们的立场，直到北京停止强制性技术转让的这样的一种行径。我们将会保护美国企业的私人财产的利益。
And to advance our vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific, we're building new and stronger bonds with nations that share our values across the region. From India to Samoa, our relationships will flow from a spirit of respect, built on partnership, not domination. We're forging new trade deals on a bilateral basis. Just as last week, President Trump signed an improved trade deal with South Korea. And we will soon begin historic negotiations for a bilateral free trade agreement with Japan.
继续和日本恢复来进行双边的自由贸易协定的谈判。
I'm also pleased to report that we're streamlining international development and finance programs. We'll be giving foreign nations a just and transparent alternative to China's debt trap diplomacy. In fact, this week, President Trump will sign the Build Act into law. Next month, it'll be my privilege to represent the United States in Singapore and Papua New Guinea at ASEAN and APEC. There, we will unveil new measures and programs to support a free and open Indo-Pacific.
在那里呢，我们将会进一步谈我们的新的自由的和印度太平洋地区的战略。我在这里呢要代表总统承诺，我们对印太地区的承诺呢是今天呢是比以往都要来的
Closer to home to protect our interests.
那么我们在
We recently strengthened CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment.
保护我们的利益，我们最近呢加强了我们的美国外国投资委员会的程序，来保护我们的国家安全不受北京的侵犯性的行径的影响。谈到北京对于美国政府和政策的影响呢和干预，我们将会继续的揭露这样的行径。不管他们采取什么样的形式，我们会和社会的各层的领导一起来合作，来捍卫我们的理念和理想。美国人民在其中将会扮演决定性的作用，事实上他们已经在做了。今天我们共聚一堂，对于中国呢正在全美产生一个新的
More business leaders are thinking beyond the next quarter and thinking twice before diving in to the Chinese market if it means turning over their intellectual property or abetting Beijing's oppression. For example, Google should immediately end development of the Dragonfly app that will strengthen the Communist Party's censorship and compromise the privacy of Chinese customers.
要停止他们的对于蜻蜓的这样的一个应用程序的这个研发，这样的话呢就能够更好的保护他们的用户的隐私权。另外呢，很高兴看到越来越多的新闻记者呢，他们是勇敢的来报道中国社会当中的一些不公的现象。那我们希望美国和全球的新闻媒体也将会越来越多的支持这样的一些行为。越来越多的学者呢，现在也在挺身而出，来捍卫学术的自由。大学和智库也应该要有勇气来拒绝北京所提供的资金。我们也非常有信心呢，这样的机构将会越来越多。而且在全国，美国民众呢现在也越来越警惕，他们现在呢也意识到了本届政府所采取的行动以及总统的领导力，能够重新调整跟中国之间的经济和战略的关系。美国民众呢也是坚定的来支持我们美国的总统，因为美国总统呢是做美国第一的这个一个战略。那么
America will stay the
我可以
course.
向大家保证呢，在特朗普
China
总
should
统的
know
这
that the
个坚
American
强的
people
领
and their
导
elected
力之
officials
下
in
呢，我
both
们会坚
parties
定
are
的
resolved.
来向这方面来做。我们两党的
As our
领
national
导人
security
呢，
and
都
strategy
是有这样的 坚定的信念。就好像我们的
We should
国家安全
remember
战
that
略当中所讲的一样，我们要记住，
Competition does not always mean hostility,
竞争并不总是敌对性的，
nor does it have to.
而且它也并不是说一定要是敌对的。
The President's made clear
总统呢已经讲得非常的
we
清
want a
楚，
constructive relationship
我
with
们
Beijing,
想要一个和北京
where
的
our
有建设性
prosperity
的
and
关
security
系。
grow
那
together.
在这个关系当中呢，我们的
Not apart.
繁荣和我们的稳定能够共同的来增
While
长，而不
Beijing
是
has
相
been moving
背
further
道而
away
驰。
from this vision,
那而北京呢，现在可能是朝这个方
China's
向呢
rulers can still
越走
change
越远
course，
可是中国的
and
领
return
导
to
人
the
还是可以
spirit
改变他们的方向的。
of reform and opening,
也就是在改革
that
和这个开放
characterize
方面呢，能够
the beginning of
让
this
这两件事
relationship
情
decades
成为
ago.
我们在过去几十
The
年
American
开始我
people
们
want
做关
nothing
系
more.
时候的这个象征。
And the
美
Chinese
国
people
人更
deserve
希望看
nothing
到的是
less.
这样子，那中国人民呢，他们的希望也不应该被
The
破灭
great。Chinese storyteller
有一个
Lu
伟大
Xun
的中国
often
这
lamented
个
that
作
his
家叫
country,
鲁迅，
and he
他
wrote,
经常
has either looked
讲这么
down
一句话，
at
他说
foreigners
中
as
国呢，
brutes or up to
要么
them
看
as
外国
saints
人
but never as equals.
把他们当成野蛮人，要么把他们当圣贤，但是从
Today
来没有人把他当做就是平辈的。
America is
今
reaching
天
out
呢
our hand to，China.
美国今天伸出我们的手，伸向中
And
国
we，hope
我
that
们希
soon
望北京很快的
Beijing will reach back
也能够回头
with
来
deeds,
接我们这双
not
手，
words.
用行动来实现，而不是只是
And with renewed
口头
respect
说而已。
for
同时
America.
对美国要重新表示尊重。
But be assured,
你
we will not relent
我们将不会
until our
放弃
relationship with China is
或是
grounded
松
in
懈，一直
fairness,
到我们和中国的
reciprocity,
关系
and
是
respect
紧紧的扎根
for
在
our
公平、
sovereignty.
互惠和对我们主权的尊重。
There's an ancient Chinese proverb
中国有一句老话，
that reads,
就是
men see only the present,
凡人呢，一般的人呢，
but
看的
heaven
是
sees the future.
眼前的，但是老天爷呢，看的
As
是
we
未来。
go forward,
随着我们继续的前进，
let us pursue a future of peace and prosperity with resolve.
那么让我们用决心
And
和
faith.
信心来追求一个和平和繁
Faith
荣
in
的未
President
来。
Trump's leadership
信
and
念
vision,
在就是对
and the relationship
特
that
朗
he has
普总
forged
统
with
领
China's
导
president.
力有信心，
Faith in the enduring
以及
friendship
对
between the
与中
American
国的
people
这个
and the
主
Chinese
席
people.
所建立的友谊有关系有信心，对我们中
And
美
faith
两
that
国
heaven
人
sees
民
the
的这个友谊有信心，
And by God's
对
grace,
老天爷看
America
未来有信
and
心
China。
由于
will
上
meet
帝的
that
恩
future
典，但愿美国和中国
together.
都能够一起达到这个
Thank
未
you.
来的目标。
God bless
谢
you.
谢大家，
And
上帝
God bless
保
the
佑你
United
们，
States.
也上帝保佑美利坚和中国。